Hello, everyone. I want to address a question that people ask all the time. And the question is it normal to be scared when starting a business? And I would say that for many people, yes, it is scary and actually quite normal to do something that is something that you're not familiar with, and just generally being in an uncharted territory makes it scary. So that would be a normal feeling. There are very many good ways to get over your fear of starting a business. And one way that I would recommend is to, on paper, write down what you're actually worried about. Put it to words. Are you a procrastinating type of person? Are you afraid of not having a perfect launch or not thinking about all of the details that you might encounter? Are you a people pleaser and that something always gets in the way because you're afraid to say no to other demands in your life? Might you be a pessimist and just think of the negative things that could go wrong and what might not go right? That could be another reason why you might be afraid to start your business. Are you a self-doubter? Do you doubt your abilities? Perhaps you are not sure that you have picked the right business to be in because of your skill set. Maybe you are a person who has a fear of rejection, and owning your business might bring up those fears for you. Do you always make excuses? Instead of starting your business, you've got all kinds of good excuses or reasons why you haven't started your business. These are all things that you can address when you write down what you're actually afraid of. These are all reasons why you might be afraid to start your own business. So go ahead and write down any of the fears that you have, what worries you about starting your business, and write them on a piece of paper. List them out. This part is very important. Don't underestimate the value of putting your thoughts down on paper. When you put your thoughts down on paper, you can actually see physically what ails you or what fears you actually have. And in a way, you're actually confronting these fears by writing them down and externalizing them, or putting them on paper so you can easily understand them. So after you've figured out what you fear and you've written them on paper, the next thing you do is answer this question: what can I do about it? And then you can proceed to answer those questions depending on what you put down on the paper. For example, if you like to procrastinate, what can you do about it? One good thing to do would be to create a plan and stick to the plan. And make sure that the plan is time bound, meaning that you have a schedule. So you have a very detailed plan that includes time periods and deadlines for finishing your tasks. This would be a great way for a procrastinator type to overcome the fear of starting a business. This is also a good strategy if you happen to be a people pleaser. So after you write down your fears, then if you identify yourself as a person who can't say no to other people, or you're looking to please other people, then also create a plan and create a schedule with very clear time periods and deadlines, and then stick to the schedule. That will help you to say no when other things that are distractions arise. For example, if something comes up that's not on your schedule, you can more easily say no because you have a schedule, and the schedule doesn't allow for the distraction. So that will help you to say no because you're like, oh, it's not on my schedule, gotta stick to my schedule. And that will help you to tell other people no and set firm boundaries for yourself. If you have noticed that you might be a pessimist and your list of fears includes negative things, or that you're afraid of negative things, then one thing you can do that might be very helpful is to list out all the rewards and benefits that you will receive when starting your business and focusing on those things. So instead of giving power to the negative thoughts and what could go wrong, you make yourself a plan, stick to your plan, and think about all of the rewards that you would get having a successful and profitable business and focusing on that. Perhaps you are a self-doubter, and if you've noticed that on the first question that what you've listed out were things that showed that you were insecure about your skills, then what you would do is do everything you can to improve your skills. Take more classes, read more books, become the expert in the business that you are starting, become the most knowledgeable person that you know about your field and what services or products you're selling. That will help you to feel more confident about your skill set and what you know. So it really doesn't leave room for self-doubt when you are the person in the room who knows the most about your skill or area of expertise. If you've noticed when you listed out your fears that you actually have a fear of rejection or that you fear people not liking you, you might be somebody who has a fear personality of an outcast type. Now, the best thing to do in this case is allow yourself to be vulnerable and know that everybody's not going to like you, and also know that your product or service is not for everyone. It's just for your specific niche that you have identified. Now, being a person who fears rejection, you're going to have to trust. You're going to have to trust in your process, create a good plan, do your good research, and trust you're going to get clients and customers because you've done good research. And getting clients and customers means an investment in the long term. So you don't want to be a person who's like, well, I fear rejection, and so therefore I'm going to quit before I get ahead. It's something that you have to invest in. It's going to take time and hard work, and it's going to require your trust in the process in order to reap the benefits and rewards of getting customers and clients and growing a profitable business. If you're a person who fears rejection, the best thing for you to do is to create a good plan, a solid plan, know that your niche is viable, and put yourself out there and trust in the process, and trust that some people aren't going to like your product and some people will reject you, but maybe they don't actually matter because they were never your customers in the first place. What they think doesn't actually matter. If you are a person who has realized that in your honest answers to what are you worried about, you like to make excuses, you might be afraid of accountability. You might be afraid of being responsible when things go wrong. The best way to overcome the fear of responsibility is to recognize that everything in business doesn't go right. There are lots of things that will go wrong when you start your business and during the course of your business. The important thing to do is to pick up the ball if you drop it and correct the situation and put systems in place that allow you to admit mistakes. That builds trust between you and your clients, and that ultimately bolsters your business. So understanding that things will go wrong when you're in business, but having solutions and being prepared for those solutions, either ahead of time, pre-planning what could possibly go wrong and preparing for them, or correcting the mistake when you realize it, are things that build trust in your customers and clients. And this is actually a good thing for building your business. The act of writing down your fears and then also writing down what you can do about it are two great ways that are really going to do a lot in helping you overcome your fear. The last thing I want to leave you with is a very important aspect of overcoming your fear. It really helps to take the energy out of the fear feeling. And this is writing down what is the worst possible scenario for starting your business. So if you write down what feels like the worst possible scenario that you will encounter upon starting your business, then you can look at it in the face. That's essentially confronting your fears and deciding what you think about the worst possible thing that could happen and what you might do about that. When you realize what the worst possible thing is, many times that already takes the boogeyman kind of idea away from fear, and it's no longer as scary to start your own business. I hope this has answered your question about, is it normal to be scared when starting a business? And also, I hope that I've given you some tools to use that will help you to overcome the fear of starting your business. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Shay Alaba, You can contact me for questions that you have in regards to starting your business or overcoming fear or marketing tactics, anything such as that. Please contact me by email or message me in the comments.